I cut my Sorry you guys, I cut my previous video off, and hopefully I'll get some people in this one. I'll just give it a few more minutes and then I'll get into it. Probably won't be long. Oh yes. What's up, melanated magic? How are you? Ashe, homegirl, Ashe. It's good. I'm so glad that you made it. I didn't think I was gonna have cats come up. I had my other video, but man, you know, I'm cool. You know, I just kind of woke up, just kind of getting residual sleep that I didn't get all week. Yeah, I thought I would try to do something that I didn't do on here because it was available, and I don't know, like, I don't know if it worked. I tried to connect this to Instagram, so we'll see. That's the only reason that I went out. So that was like a few minutes ago, so I thought I would just start another one. I didn't get a chance to delete that one. Yeah, I was gonna, I was like, man, let me wait at least a few minutes and then talk to the homies, you know? Yeah, what's been rolling? And yes, I just found out, and so we're gonna talk about that. I'm glad that finally I could put this thing right side up as far as, yeah, I'm not. I feel the same. How do you feel about this? What's up, Black Magic? By the way, thank you. I think I texted you the thank you, but I don't know if you got it. Thanks a whole lot. You know what I'm talking about. Thanks a mad lot. Really appreciate that. It was an early birthday present too. I just turned 46, y'all. I'm glad that I made it another year. Praise the Lord. Yep. I made it November 1st, 1974 to November 1st, 2020. What a trip. I'm not a fan of either one either, Melanated Magic. We got two magics and both are female. I probably shouldn't have gave it away like that for all those that didn't want to, that probably, maybe I should edit that. I didn't want to give your guys sorry about that. I probably shouldn't have said that. But both of you guys are magical people, so hey, you know. Thanks, Black Magic. Melanated Magic, me and Black Magic have known each other for decades. We go back to high school. That's how long we've known each other. Like, I actually know Black Magic in person. Man. Yes, y'all. And like that, y'all. It's like this, y'all. Old school hip-hop slogans. I'm gonna do a video on the hip-hop laugh. I've been wanting to do that forever. I just wish that I could figure out a way to do videos without getting charged. I've gotten away with it before, but I have to put a disclaimer, I guess. So you guys, Black Magic, what do you think? I'm curious. I mean, Melanated Magic and me aren't on the same page, to be honest. I do have some words that I'm gonna say. You know, I didn't want to say anything until after, because for real, like, everybody else has been saying it, and plus, like, I just feel like I want to make my voice minimal when it comes to the subject, because there's a lot of other great voices out there, you know. I really like the fact that a lot of us are getting on code. We got people like Tony Delarme and Nicole Views, you know, like, they've been really, them, of course, Jason Black and Professor Black Truth, but a lot of other brothers and sisters, you know, like Vicky Dillard, Fly Nubian Queen, all of them are, I mean, we're all on the same page when it comes to this. Funny thing, the black vote is the reason that he's in there. Some of us, like for me, I don't vote any party. I did vote for the local stuff, but I didn't vote any party. Yes, TD Hip Hop is awesome. I love that dude, man. You know, his Haitian roots go back closer than mine's, but he's still down for any Black American cause, and he gets it. He doesn't get butthurt when we're talking about our issues, and he's been very much an ally when it comes to us. And that's what true Pan-Africanism is to me, you know, like, and us sticking up for each other. Tony's a Haitian. My great-grandma was from Haiti, but I'm more foundational Black American. Most of my roots go back here. But it's just so cool that he's like, he's on point, dude. Like that guy seriously, like, man, he's pretty thorough in down for, you know, FBA reparations and all that. Since they pick him, I see more military helicopters than usual in my area. I'm not surprised. People think that Joe Biden, just because he isn't, I mean, they think that he's gonna be, you know, like, and he's been kind of honest about that. He's definitely pro-police. Him and Trump have that in common. One of many things that they have in common. TD's vids help me up my IT game. Wow. I didn't even know you did that, Black Magic. I know you're talented and you do a lot of stuff, but I didn't know that you did IT. Yeah, Austin, Tony lives in LA. I just found out. I didn't know that. I'm like, dude, we should meet up. It would be cool. Well, of course we can't do it now, but it would be cool to meet him. I mean, like, shoot. I kind of wish that we got to have a meeting when it comes to us and these local governments too, as far as like what measures we, you know, should study to vote for. Because there's some propositions that I voted for I thought was on point. And this is the first time I'll say, like, I really tried to look into everything, you know, when it came to these propositions. And I still got it wrong. It's a lot of it's lawyer language. No one understands that, you know. Wow, that's dope. It's funny that you mentioned that, Black Magic, because he was just talking about, like, hey, a lot of Black folks need to be literate when it comes to this computer stuff, because that's going to be basically what rules everything. And I probably need to get up on that myself. I just started a new job, and my boss, he was showing me some tricks when it came to, like, oh man, some spreadsheet type stuff. I'm totally illiterate with that, you know. ADOS LA, ADOS Media. Yeah, that's Yvette and Tone's group. I'll be honest, I was definitely an earlier fan of them, but they started doing something that was really suspect. I'm not really into, like, you know, I'm non-party, and they kind of became sort of Democrat shills almost. It's like, okay, dude, you know, I mean, my thing is this. I'm cool, like doing what Ice Cube did. A lot of people misunderstood what he did. We got to put our problems to everybody. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican, because they both control the House. But the thing is, I cannot side with any party. You know, I used to call myself an anarchist because of that. I don't anymore. I do have a lot of anarchist premonitions when it comes to just the way that I view just society, as far as like us respecting each other. People have a very bad understanding of what anarchy is. I don't consider myself an anarchist anymore. I'm just non-party, and I believe in Black power and Black autonomy. I agree with that. Oh, not Yvette and Tone? But YouTube, they talk about... Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Man, I wish that I knew that before, man. I really wish that I knew that. Because, I mean, some of them I just got by reading, even between some of the weasel words in it. But then there was other ones like, and Tony even talked about this. I think it was it Prop 19? I think it was Prop 19 that he was talking about. That was just a jacked up the way that they worded it was to F everybody up, you know? I feel you on the Yvette and Tone, but people are doing their own ADOS. Okay, that's cool. Because the thing is, they actually, it's funny that you mentioned that, Black Magic. They kind of actually stole that from somebody else. Like, it was, but I think it was called DOS, or Descendants of Slave, or something like that. It was a dude that, and he even had the ADOS flag and all that, you know. But they kind of took that from him, and they claimed it as if it was their own, and they even, I think, trademarked or incorporated or copywritten it or something like that. Dude, yeah, I'm gonna get a hold of those guys, man. We gotta really come together locally to get our stuff, man. You know, like, those reparations need to be paid. And I'm sick of studying freaking HR 40, dude. We don't, enough respect to John Conyers. I'm sorry, I probably said his name wrong. Enough respect to Conyers, but at the same time, this has been studied for a long time, like decades. Plus, you have the likes of Dr. Claude Anderson pretty much mapping everything, which is why, check this out, this brings up the subject matter. They can't use the excuse against Ice Cube now. I mean, they can't use the excuse that we haven't brought anything to them, because you not only had the study of reparations that Conyers was, you know, putting forth, but Dr. Claude Anderson had been presenting stuff like that to the governments, from what I've heard, and even the Republicans as well. But you got Ice Cube, more of a public person than they are, to bring all that stuff out and to kind of confront them. And they tried to twist it in their own way, but y'all don't get it twisted. They cannot use the excuse that we didn't have a plan. Cube's plan for Black America, it's just that. They can't say anything. They can't say that we haven't given them a plan now, because they got a total public figure in pop culture giving them that. What was that? Yeah, exactly. Melanated Magic. It's called DOS. And I forgot the brother who did it. Black Magic said, yeah, not my monkey, not my circus. No, I hear you. But anyone shouting out for reparations is all I care about. Yeah, dude, look at us, dude. And I'm saying this, and I know you guys are on the same page. We have generations that come after us. I don't know how long I'm going to be here, but there's a lot more younger people. And the way that things are going in America for specifically Black Americans, it has not been good, man. Financially, we're the most homeless, the most gentrified, the most killed by these damn race soldiers, and a lot of other things that are still not cool. No, we need that money. We need the reparations, we need the protection, and we need these damn freaking crooked ass cops to be freaking prosecuted, and a lot more. They can start with some of these old Indian treaties that included us, but they failed to uphold. Yep. And also, many of us have some Native American roots here as well. Not just the so-called red men roots, but in Aboriginal indigenous roots. I do acknowledge my African heritage, but I'm acknowledging the roots that I have here as well. And a lot of those Indian treaties, it's not fair, dude. Like, they should up it on that too. Because of the Indian treaties and them not giving anything to us, they should cover that. They should also, like, yeah, that the slave owners that got our reparations, definitely, like, that should all be, like, seriously, like, accounted for. Yeah, all that. Yep. It's so messed up the way that things happened here. It's a well-oiled machine, but it's time to put a wrench in that machine. And I'll tell you guys this, and this is why I came on here. People look at Biden's, and I just talked to my mom about this, presidency as a win. I'm like this. I told her this. I'm like, Mom, I feel the same way. I feel not about the presidency. I said I feel the same way about him that I feel about Trump. I'm not gonna like praise him or anything until I see tangibles. I don't believe in symbolism when it comes to stuff. when it, people, even when we talk about spiritual things, like, I don't take communion for symbolism. I take communion because I believe it's the actual body and blood, which is a whole nother conversation. I also don't believe in trinkets. The way that the Democrats ran their freaking program was pretty effed up when it came to black people. They basically ran it off of pop culture, like BS, bring your ass to the poll, like that's what it's all about, and just basically like weasel words and throwing a dumb like freaking like lift every voice and sing every voice but ours, right? Yeah, lift every voice so that we could be freaking drowned out like we always have been. No, lift freaking black voices at this point. We've been lifting everyone's voice since we've been here. Yes, we do. I got Yachi Creek in my family, and there's some of the tribes. Hell, a lot of us are Indian and not just African. Yeah, hell, all came from Africa, even whites, if you want to put it like that. Yep. But also, a lot of us have, like, I have Cherokee, Blackfoot, but then I have some Seminole roots. A lot of those people, they're Gullah Geechee. Some of them are very much indigenous too. Like, there were indigenous black people here as well. I do have African roots. I know that. I will acknowledge that. But I also have, American roots that way as well, like some of the tribes that I told you. Plus, I believe that I also probably might even have their Aboriginal roots. Most black Americans do. Most black Americans have the Native American and African roots and some European stuff, Yes, we've been in, but we haven't been in Africa in 500 years. We built this country. We built the culture of this country. We pretty much established this country. There was no country before we came here. This is very much our land, and don't ever let anyone tell you that. Granted, like, Tariq talks about this. A lot of brothers and sisters have talked about this. I don't really get into the Dan Calloway thing, even though he's been pretty much promoting a lot of that even before a lot of people got on that same page with a lot of us being Aboriginal. And I'm not, even though I agree with certain things, of Dane and even Tariq, there's some things that I might disagree, even in the way when it comes to, I'm one of those people, like, I'm not going to like down any Africans or mock them or anything like that, using any anchor baby arguments or anything like that. That's just me. But I understand where those guys are coming from, because there's so much that has happened to us to where it's like, you get tired of being undermined and just, being sabotaged, not only by the powers that be, but also by those that come here and align themselves with the powers that be. And that's not cool, I'll be honest with you guys, and maybe I shouldn't say this. Oh man, that one chick, I probably shouldn't mention her name. I'll just say this. There's a few people that I've gotten in contact with, and I've kind of basically, how could I say this, showed them what's up, like basically confronted them about things that they were saying. One of them is famous, and the other one was on a recent call with actually Tariq. Both, I'll say this, just, they're not really into dialoguing. They're just into their toxic views. And it's toxic against black Americans. So we got to really just make sure that our voice is known no matter what, and forget those jack wrenches that want to undermine us, even if they look like us. I know people tell me that I look kind of Australian Aboriginal. Hell, especially on my grandfather's side of the people. All my uncles look. Yeah, the thing is that some of them look kind of like that, but then some of them look like the Philippines, like they have different grades of, like tighter curls and stuff too. You know, like, it depends, man. Like, there's all kinds of different Aboriginal people that, I mean, put it like this, dude. The oldest skeleton that they found, they said its bones had negroid features. I hate that term, but that's what it said. That just goes to show you, there were black people here before, you know, even before Timbuktu, Mali happened, you know. A lot of my Belizean friends that are Garifuna talk about how, like, a lot of their roots are from that Mali empire that came here even before a lot of people were enslaved. But there were also indigenous black people here before that. They were the oldest people here, way before people started crossing over on the Bering Strait. Like this, you can look this up, and there's I should do a video about that. There are bones that they found in South America. Yeah, man, it's crazy. And I've met, you know, other black people that have those roots too, that know it. I know about the, you know, our so-called red roots as far as my family, but I wouldn't deny that I have Aboriginal roots here. Either way, I'm still a black foundational American, you know? But as far as Biden goes, I'm like this. Yeah, we got you as president. Hey, what's up, August? Shabbat. Shalom. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm glad that you're passing through. Man. Wow. In the name of the Ruach Kodesh, or what we call in the Ethiopian church, the Minfes Kadus. Wow. So cool, man. I'm glad that you showed up, August. It's great to have you here. We're having a conversation about us, and also what this presidency means to us. For me, I ain't gonna say it means anything unless I see change. When I see that wealth gap close up, that's when it'll mean something to me. When I see black people not getting freaking targeted by race soldiers like that, like they have been, that's when it'll mean something for me. Because we had the same thing happen under Democrats and Republicans. When I see these cops that are doing these things get freaking busted and get a real punishment, that's when it'll mean something. When black folks get reparations in cash, not just some HBCU stuff, that's when it'll mean something for me. I'll say this. They said, I'm going to say this. They said that they would get at Cuba after the election. Let's call them on that. You guys, anytime that you see anybody for the Democrats in your city, in your hood, tell them, hey, when are you guys going to get at Ice Cube? When are you getting at Ice Cube? Because you said that you're going to get at him after the election. Call them out. We'll see. We'll wait and see. And we'll call out if they don't do it. We'll see if they'll benign neglect us. And to emphasize that, like, nah, everybody should be saying this. Everybody should make a video. Hey, Democrats, when are you going to get out Ice Cube? You said that you would get out. You'll get. It's after the election. When are you going to get at Ice Cube? Yeah, man. I'm glad that you guys are here. You know, I really appreciate it. Sister August. I know I see August on Twitter, but I haven't been on Twitter in a while. They don't like me on there, and I don't give a damn. So much trolls. Sorry, I didn't mean to overtalk y'all, but I'm glad that you showed up. Seriously. But yeah, I don't have any feelings for him until I see things actually like take place when it comes to the black community that he's going to do that will benefit us more than anyone else. No, specifically, because he's going to benefit other people. I want to see specific benefits for us, specifically, and not crumbs. Yeah, it's so cool to see you guys. Yep. Yeah, you're right, August. I'll tell you this, August. It's up to us. Everybody should be making a video and target them as far as like what they said that they would do. Actually, a lot. How could I say this? Target them in a sense. Them in. It wasn't just everyone else, and from what I heard, it was people that brought them in. It wasn't me. I didn't vote for either one of them. I vote, but I didn't vote for any president. I wrote my vote in. And it's still the same thing. Tangibles 2020. Tangibles eternally. Straight up. Yeah, we'll see. Black people need to be out there just like reminding them constantly. I'm not trying to, man. Yeah, Jim Crow Joe and Cop Mala. And Harris. Yeah, nothing's wrong with that. I usually vote, well, I'm an independent, but I'm non-party. So it's like, you know, we got to vote local stuff. So that's why I voted. I just didn't vote for the president. These Democrats piss me off. I've had some war of words with a few of them. They get very fascist when they don't get their way as well. Yep. Don't ever let anybody vote shame you. Oh, your third party vote doesn't do anything. Really? So you're basically telling me that this election thing is a fraud. You're telling me that it doesn't mean anything. That's what they're telling me. No, I'm going to vote for what I want. I don't vote for who I want. I vote for what I want. They can F the hell off. Yeah, if you're third party, don't even shoot. Anyone wants to vote shame you, they can seriously kick rocks. Nothing's wrong with that. I'm non-party. And I give it to those that didn't vote at all because they did that out of protest. But I'll tell you this, it was the black vote that saved them. Not my black vote, but the other brothers and sisters that still believe that, you know, that they're going to get something from this party, which we haven't. None of us have. And I'll tell you this, dude, if they don't do anything, this should be a sign and it should be a wrap. Everybody needs to be on their necks about doing something for us specifically, not people of color, not urban, not minority, or any other weasel words that they use. I mean, black. Yeah, you guys have heard me talk about this too much. Anyways. Someone said the Green Party, and Tony, I think, was talking about this. The Green Party actually is pro-reparations too. And I never really looked into them. Although I don't particularly care for Jill Stein, but her running mate, Ajamu Baraka, is a hero. He's like one of the few politicians that I respect. If he would have ran, I would have definitely voted for him. But he's too radical for some people. You know, Ajamu was the one that called Obama out too. He called Obama out. Him and Cornel West were the ones that, like, they called Obama out. They were just like, yo, they called him out. I like Ajamu Baraka. Yeah, Baraka was also in Jason Black's movie too. I'm like, wow, he got him. I shouldn't have been surprised because that dude's down like that. If he voted for the president, I mean, if he ran for president, I would probably vote for him. Because most likely he would do something. Yeah. And he has a history of activism and just doing stuff, and like when it comes to like the diaspora as well, you know, like which he also called Obama out on too. Far out. Sorry, y'all. It's hot up in here. How does it get hot during the freaking fall? I'm over in Inglewood. I don't wear red. Inglewood. Oh, actually, no. There's some Crips out here. It's mostly Bloods, though. You don't see them like you used to. If you do, it's like real low key. Oh man. Shoot. Yeah, you guys, I really appreciate y'all coming on. I'm gonna get my roll on, and I might do a video specifically addressing the Democrats. Well, I've always done that, but on them hitting up Ice Cube. I want to see them. Everybody should do a video on that. If you have, oh wow, say damn, 82 out there. Sheesh. Fall come, please. If y'all have a video or podcast, I know Melanated Magic does on I forgot the name of that. I haven't done anything on there a lot, but they should be basically, everybody should do a video on that. Hey, Democrats, where's Ice Cube? I mean, when you gonna get up on Ice Cube? When you gonna get back to Ice Cube? Everybody should call them out on that. Yeah, everybody should do a simultaneous video on that. Seriously. When you gonna get at Ice Cube? And it should be titled that. We'll see how much they can't get away with practicing benign neglect now. We already see what's under that. Yeah, Anchored. I haven't done anything on Anchor in a while. I've been on interviews on Anchor, like an old friend of mine. What's up, Just Glowing? Wow. The old school. We haven't seen you in a mad minute. Yeah, I gotta figure out a way to make money aside from just having a job, you know. I really like to make money doing my art, but it's been kind of a challenge. It's always been a challenge when it comes to music, you know. One of my favorite artists just hit me up, actually, and he's gonna use something that I've done live, and I'm like, wow, really? So to have my name on there with him is really cool. Man, it's all cold out here. It was hot before, now it's cold that I rolled my window down. My head is like, I have no hair. I wish I had hair. That's one thing that I would change, man. Like, I did not want to go bald. If there's anything that I would change about me, that's the only thing that I would change, is me going bald. For all of you guys, I'm on Instagram under, oh yeah, some of you guys are already my friend on there. I see Malcolm and Xander and Cottrell, they've added me on other social media too. Man, what a trip. Insane in the membrane. I'm under Odd Rocker 1 on Twitter, but I'm rarely on Twitter. August Dreams knows that. She has me on there. I'm rarely on there though. Biden's lift every voice that's allegedly for black people. Used a lot of, yep, that's exactly what I was saying that earlier. Used a lot of people of color, minority, and diversity, and other verbiage that includes just everybody and anybody. Yes. And that's the thing that we Ice Cube's contract is not like that. It's why they like practicing benign neglect on us, because like they know that we need a lot more and they owe us. I got my LLC yesterday. I got my business running, and I'm going to send you some herbs. Heck yeah, dude, I'm down. I dig that stuff. I study herbs too, so I'm curious what you got. Just glowing. Yes, man. Yeah, what a trip. So you guys be on their necks about that. Everybody should do a video to the Democrats and mention Ice Cube. When you gonna get at Ice Cube? Everybody. It's like everybody's just so rejoiceful. I'm not. I'm like this, dude. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. It's too late in the day now for all that. It's like people, it's just like people can just relax now. No, you can't relax. It's as if we black people couldn't fathom being asked, how is Joe different from Trump? Dude, I got videos, and I'm going to post this. I got videos of him using the word nigger and all that stuff. I got videos, a video. I got to get back to doing more videos on here. People need to know about this dude, and they need to really call him out on that stuff. No, they didn't have the real answer. Trump's piss poor black plan is dumb, and Joe Biden, they both use the same weasel words. The only thing Trump did was actually give specific financial answers. I mean, what is it? Numbers. But it still wasn't numbers that we asked for when it came to our money. Yeah, he was pro-segregation. He thought of black people as like, dude, I'm going to do this video. And actually, I'm going to take it from somebody else's compilation. But kind of like, it was some black Trump supporter that did it. But I'm going to use the footage that he used because it's actually public domain from what I know. And then X the Trump stuff out, because I don't know why. Any black person supporting Trump is crazy. I get why some do, but I'm like a T West, I understand, but I'm still not buying it. I don't support either one. Yeah, there's videos of him totally talking down about black people. That's why we called him Jim Crow Joe. People talking about we won. We didn't win shit. Excuse my language. Either one is not a win for us. Show me the freaking money and tangibles that you're going to give us, and that's when it'll be a win. Not just some symbolic shit, like a street named after somebody that got killed. No, we're past that. Or Kamala wearing freaking Converse. I don't give a damn, dude. It's very far. You know what, August? It's far worse. And it's longer. It's even longer than Trump's. And here's the thing, and I'm really pissed because somebody like, and I'm not trying to talk bad about this brother. I mean, I don't want to seem like I'm downing him, even though I've had some issues with him. I shouldn't even say his name. He is a fellow YouTuber. But I recently, like, when you got black people making excuses for what Joe Biden did, locking up black people, I asked them this. I'm like, if Trump did the same thing, will you make the same excuses? It's just like, really? So basically, it's a party thing. You don't give a damn about, like, our people and what happened. It was still wrong. You sound like one of those white Republicans make it, well, what about black on black crime? No, dude. The way that happened is a lot of brothers and sisters that weren't even doing crimes got harsh stuff. And even the ones that did, got more harsher treatment than even the white people that did the same kind of crime. It targeted us. And someone even on the comment section, well, don't pretend like niggas wasn't gangbanging. I hate that word too. Like, wait a minute, really? Yeah, and don't pretend like you would be saying the same thing if Trump did the same thing. Nah, it was wrong what he did. And don't blame the freaking Black Caucus too, because they don't really represent us. He had the power, and even Professor Truth put this out. This guy basically paid people to lock us up. No, I'm not down with that. And both of them, the super cops, they have a history of that. So I'm not like all cool with that. Yep, 42 years. Actually, I thought it was as long as he's been with politics since the early 70s. I think a year before I was born, 1973 is when he kind of started into all that. But people act like a lot of that stuff, like, I just actually posted on my Facebook about the Greensboro massacre. People act like everything ended after the freaking 60s. No, it didn't. And Jim Crow Joe is definitely an example of it. Jesse Helms, Strom Thurmond, all those people were still around practicing. They didn't just have a come to Jesus moment. They freaking like were still practicing the same BS and had the same views. You had and then you had like Lee Atwater basically showing them how to freaking refine their views but use different languages with it. And then you had right out white supremacists like what happened at the Greensboro massacre. You guys, if you don't know about that, check that out. That was in 1979. There's so many different things that happened after that. After the 60s. No, it didn't end. It just refined itself. This is a system that we're going against. It's not just some president. No, I don't need a freaking symbol. That could all go to hell. Fuck a symbol, excuse my language. Give me reality, dude. Seriously. Well, we got to keep supporting our own media too, and keep our voices, whether it's YouTube or just our own stuff. I support. I still, even if we don't really agree on certain things, like I can't say that I agree with everything that Tariq says or Jason says or even Professor Black Truth, but I do agree with a lot of the stuff that they're about as far as black empowerment, as far as black recompense, all of that. And us getting on code. So, shouts to them, Lisa Cabrera, True Raw Family, all of them, Tari and Rain. They've been at the forefront, y'all, Superboy, who goes by Real World now. And even real allies, somebody like a Malcolm is a real ally. And I have a bunch of people like that in my life too, you know, like non-black people that are really just, they're not just about being trendy or trying to, like, you know, be symbolic. Like they really are more about like listening to us and taking their cues from us on what they could even do, which is good. Oh, he goes by Your World. That's right. I forgot. It wasn't Real World. Sorry about that. He goes by Your View too? Yeah, I don't know why they kicked him off like that, man. Yeah, Harvey and Nicole have been on point. I gotta give it up to Vicky Dillard too. Fly Nubian Queen, I've been really watching a lot of their stuff. I mean, I've been a fan of Vicky for a few years, I think, now. Wow, so he totally, that's a trip. That's a very clever title too, Your World, Your View. I wonder what happened to Nicole Ali. Hope she's okay. I haven't really checked in with Info Man. He sends me stuff on Instagram. I have to see how he's doing. Yeah, I always thought it was Your World because I remember him using that. I didn't know he had another thing that he did. Shoot. Yeah, I gotta check in with him. You know, I used to be cool with New Possibilities. He's on that Democrat train. I'm not down with that. Plus, just, you know, he was kind of rude at times to me. You know, and I'm not saying that you should, you know, be against him at all, but I'm just saying why. And I mean, like, I'll check in and chime in on his page sometimes, but I can't say that I roll with him on everything that he's about. Granted, it's cool that he's running for some kind of political position, hopefully to do better things, but I can't be dedicated to a party, man. I mean, you know, has his opinions about people like us. It's like, dude, you're about black power. What's the deal? You know, like, why are you tripping? Yeah. I still watch Nyla Says. And what's that chick's name? I always mess up her name. Irene. Not really into Cynthia G. I don't really get on with no more. You know, nothing personally against her. It's just I just can't. You know, and if I sound bad, you guys can challenge me on that. You know, that's another thing we got to really be about, is addressing this gender divide. That gender divide stuff is not cool. And I say this for the men as well as the women. You know, like, I'm not just putting it on all chicks, because you got dummies like freaking Matt Bus Driver talking crap about black women. I've done videos on him too. I try to be sympathetic with Cynthia G, because I think that there has been like some personal stuff that has happened with her, you know, and just maybe she has father issues. I'm not saying that to mock her. I just can't agree with her. Yeah, I don't either. I mean, of course I'm a man, but you know, like, it's almost like, it's like, are you making this a complete vendetta just to attack black men no matter what? I don't get it. I wouldn't do that to black women. That's the same problem that I have with Amanda Seales, you know, like seriously. And just really, you're saying that a black man's gonna take you out? Really? So you're just basically giving like fire and ammo to white, you know, feminists, especially white feminists, to freaking do the same shit that they've been doing to criminalize us. I have a problem with that. I don't tolerate black men doing that to black women, and I sure as hell don't tolerate them doing this to us. Grant, we could talk about like just problems that we have. I'll listen, but I'm not gonna just take somebody like saying something like that that would definitely harm either one of us. Some people have father issues, but I don't allow that to cloud their judgment. I'll be honest, I am sympathetic to that. I mean, I sound probably like a simp, which some guys even think I am because of my views with that. But I will have to say that, like, yeah, dude, like, I think that plays a lot. You know, like, a lot of the things that happen in your childhood does play out in your adulthood. You know, and I think that's the problem with her. You know, maybe even Amanda Seales, too. But, you know, I'm not saying I mean, from what I heard, like, Amanda Seales' dad was cool, but I think some of the things that, I don't know, just some things that I've heard her say, it's almost like, okay, because I have had things happen to me even back then that I still struggle with, but I know that, like, I have to just still be on point no matter what, and try to take people how they are individually instead of as a group, you know? Yeah. I can't get on with Cynthia G, dude. And I have videos actually that it's kind of like if I address something that I'm not cool with that she does, I try not to mock her or just like kind of be antagonistic. It's more of like, hey, you know, this is where I don't agree with you and I think you're wrong here, you know. Some of those videos you'll see them, you know, people think that I'm just being a simp because I'm not being harsh with her, but I feel like she's doing some pretty toxic stuff, in my opinion. And even though I like Chrissy, some of that, I hate to say it, I don't want to think the same thing about her or Paris, but it almost seems like, dude, okay. And then, I mean, there's times that I've even tried to talk with them, and it's like, they just have and I just, well, hey, that's their space. I'll leave it alone, you know, like they don't really expect to talk to me, you know, they think, I don't mock them or either. I really try to come at them with a lot of respect, you know. I know I have some issues with my father, but I also have a lot of issues with, I have a lot of strong black men surrounding me. I will say that my issues with my dad does not affect me when it comes to dating or how I interact with men. Thank you. And I mean, same with me. I've been rejected by women, period. You know, like, and even though like I have things that I struggle with, I would never use that against all women, man. That's not fair. I've had like great women in my life as far as like cool people that I've known growing up. Of course, my mom and my sisters and my cousins and you know, a lot of female friends that I've been cool with, you know, so I could never use that to indict all women, you know. Just glowing. I always think of you just glowing as some hippie chick, man, like kind of like what's that chick on Girlfriends? I forgot her name. Man, what a trip. Yeah, you seem like a hippie. Like those 1990s peacenik type hippies. No, it wasn't Tracy Ross, and not Persia. Well, Persia White was the hippie on that show. I forgot the name of the other show that I was thinking of. It had Kim Fields on there, and she always played like the sort of childlike type hippie chick. This particular chick. Sorry, you guys. I'm about to eat a little bit of popcorn. Probably shouldn't be eating that this morning. I'm gonna go get some food later on. 16 carbohydrates, 1 gram of sugar. I don't like sugar. Well, no, I like sugar. I just can't eat a lot of it. My mom said I was born too late. Hilarious. Yeah, she was a comedian before she was on there. And she was actually, what I didn't know is she was actually on the first Living Color before they got the Wayans sisters in there. And see, I have female friends like you guys too. It's so cool, you know. I like this space because we could all talk and be cool with each other, you know. Of course, in the 90s we grew up with and it was cool and liberating to see people like Lisa Bonet, and even later on Persia White, you know, like and Cree Sumner, because they were kind of like for me being sort of a black sort of rocker or alternative rocker or punk rocker, more of a punk rocker, you know, like that was cool to see that on TV back then, you know. Sorry for being a pig. Long before even something like Afropunk was a thing, you know. Man. Glad that you guys join me on Saturday morning. A lot of times it's kind of, I don't know when to come on. Usually it's at night when I have time, but then lately I've just been so tired. I'm still doing my Black History of Rock and Roll thing too. I have that on here. It's a channel. If you guys haven't added, please add it. Even if you're not into rock and roll, but just like Black history, that's a good channel. Also, History No Chaser. That's not me, but that's another guy that I follow on here. He's really cool, and he puts out a lot of great stuff. I'm more of a neo soul mixed with Kevin Gates. Who's Kevin Gates? Sorry. I'm so sorry. I always wondered why you never saw dark-skinned hippies on TV. That needs to change. I was trying to actually think of one. I think I saw one black punk rocker on Degrassi High a long time ago, the original one. Some goth type girl. Yeah, I wish that they had more. It's like almost like you have to be mixed or biracial to be sort of a hippie type chick with that quote unquote, they call it a white influence. That's an interesting point. You know, I'll be honest, it was cool to see that, but that's something that does come to mind. You know, it's cool to see just any black person dressed like kind of like a hippie or sort of punker or whatever. But that's that actually is a very good point. Although, and I just actually did a post about this guy because I have my Black History of Rock thing on Instagram too. What's his name? He's a Afro-Latino dude. How could I forget this brother's name? I hate when that happens. He was the brother that was on Sparks, the TV show Sparks, but before that he was in the Return of the Living Dead, and he was on Friday the 13th, and he was a rocker. He always dressed like that back then. So that was the only dark-skinned rocker that I've seen on in that way, you know. At least on TV, like just kind of like a recurring role or you know. like a major role. Of course, you see, some on like just as background work, a few. I thought the chick that was in Repo Man was the closest to a dark-skinned punk rock black woman, but she's East Indian. A lot of East Indians don't identify as black. Some, very few do, but a lot of them don't, so I just don't really count her. Yeah, I dig any conscious rap. A lot of LA, even our gangster rap was conscious, believe it or not. Like Ice Cube, if you listen to like a lot of his stuff, he's talking about not just like the stuff that they always say that he's talking about. He's talking about all kinds of stuff, man. A lot of the stuff that happened here in 92, he talked about before it happened. But we also have an underground scene that was really conscious too. The Project Blowed, with people like Freestyle Fellowship, AC Alone, all those guys. If you've ever Melanated Magic, if you dig that neo soul stuff, check out The Book of Human Language by AC Alone. That's one of my favorite hip hop albums. It's an amazing album, and just the stuff that he's saying is a trip. Music wise and lyric wise, the way he rhymes as well. The Lynch Mob. Oh yeah, the Lynch Mob. Ooh. Freedom Got an AK is like one of my favorite freaking songs. Yeah, the Lynch Mob, Buck the Devil. I just posted that. Buck the Devil, Freedom Got an AK, Gorillas in the Midst. All those songs, man. Fuck You and Your Heroes, basically bagging on like, white supremacist culture and like who they like for us. Yeah, that whole album is on point. And I love the way that Cube also did the beats too. Like, as a musician myself, those have influenced me. Like, that stuff has influenced me greatly. Yeah. If you ever get a chance, check out the Freedom Got an AK remix by Quincy Jones' son. He goes by QD3. Dude, like, that's a lethal freaking gangster boogie right there. Yeah, AC Alone. I love AC, man. Anything from that scene, the LA Project Blowed scene, is on point. I know some of you guys don't like Ava DuVernay, and to be honest, I've met her. She did a movie that my friend actually did music for, and she's one of my favorite hip hop groups. Yeah, most people don't know that Ava was a rapper, definitely a conscious rapper, even before she got into filmmaking. But she did a movie, you guys check it out, called This Is the Life. It talks about LA hip hop, the underground side of it, and AC Alone, all those guys were a part of it. Like they were at the Good Life, Freestyle Fellowship, all those cats. She was too. Sorry, you guys, I'm being a pig, man. I haven't had breakfast, so I'm like. Yeah, Gorillas in the Midst. I remember when that came out. Ooh, so sorry. It's so embarrassing. Sorry, y'all. That's embarrassing as heck. I remember when that came out, one thing I noticed is like the way that they were rapping kind of was like, Ice Cube was really good at mixing like whatever style that was around. Like, kind of like, if he liked it, you could hear the influence on him, but he made it its own. Like, if you listen to that album, you'll hear a lot of influence from Tribe Called Quest, like with the way that they were rhyming and the cadences and all that. people probably wouldn't think about it now, but back then, me and my brother used to, we'd kind of study this stuff. Like, even as both of us being musicians, he's more dedicated to the hip hop side. I've done stuff with hip hop artists, but I'm all over the place, you know. Yeah, AC alone, man. The Book of Human Language, if you haven't heard Inner City Griots or Inner City Riots, it's a playoff of Inner City Riots, but if you haven't heard that, that's a good album to start off with. Freestyle Fellowship. Another one is Beneath the Surface, which my friend, it's a compilation of LA hip hop. My friend Omid Walizadeh, if you look him up, you'll find I've worked with him. We have a song on here. He did that album and freestyles on that with their song A Level of Difficulty, and he did the beat for it. What's another one? Book of Human Language is definitely a good one to start off with. They're gladiator rappers to me. They're the ones who really pioneered a lot of that chopping and really extremely intricate wordplay. People like Bus Driver, Peace, Micah 9, all those guys, man. I also did a video on that too. If you guys look it up, like, I did a video about like LA rappers and stuff, Actually, that movie, This Is the Life. And one of the guys, LA Cool, hit me up on there. He's actually really cool. I talked to him on Facebook too. Oh, no problem. Yeah, the hippie rap thing, man, like, it's funny, like a lot of the LA stuff was a mixture of that, gangsterish type stuff, really 5%er Nation of Islam type stuff. And yeah, it was pretty diverse, man. And even some like freedom of speech kind of has some black female feminist type stuff going on, but it was still on some black conscious type stuff. Souls of Mischief is kind of hippie rap. Yeah. If you check my Oddio Discourse music channel, I talk about a lot of this stuff. I need to actually do more videos for that too, because it's kind of like my music tribute channel. But then I have specifically my Black History of Rock and Roll channel as well. Yeah, Arrested Development was cool. Speech actually has a channel on here. I forget what it's called. I think it's called the Nigger Project or something like that. Uh-oh, Just Glowing. What was that sigh for? Yeah, I need to check on that. I haven't in a while. Yeah, shoot. Yeah, of course. Speaking of past rap, we got Lord Jamar, which I dig his what he's doing, the Yada Mean. I can never say it. I know what it means, but him and Rah Digga have that, and Godfrey are on that. I'm a Brand Nubian fan too. I like, their second album, In God We Trust, is my favorite. First album was dope too, but the second one's my favorite. It was more hardcore. Yeah, the early 90s, that was like my era of hip hop. I was a punk rocker too. That was, sorry, I'm being a pig. I was mostly into punk, hip hop, and a lot of avant-garde underground stuff. You know, that was like the soundtrack of my life. Those three different things as a kid. Oh yeah, and death metal. Man. Well, heck, you guys, it's been an hour. I'm being a pig. I know I shouldn't be eating this popcorn this morning like this. Here's why I shaved. And I should have just waited until it happened, because I probably would still have a long beard right now. A friend of mine who's actually helping me out on some stuff, like, basically wanted me to portray to be Charlie Parker. Charlie Parker is definitely a lot more heavy set, and he thought I would be, still, like, he asked me to do it. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. So I was just like, well, heck, man, since I'm gonna cut my beard off, I might as well just, like, do it now. So I cut it off, and then basically, like, it came around for that to happen, and it didn't happen because of COVID. And I'm like, oh man, I had a long mustache for a while too. So now I just been kind of like beardless. I'm probably gonna grow it back, but probably right now maybe not, because I have to wear a mask under it. It might be irritating, but I still try to occasionally I'll sport a mustache. But yeah, that's what happened. No, I just got the ever 5 o'clock shadow. Xander, he's on my Facebook. He cracks me. He's like, Audio, why did you cut your beard? Oh no. So embarrassing. Yeah, I gotta go eat something. This is like I'm embarrassing myself. Oh gosh, it's so yeah, man, thanks. People trip out like when they see me with no facial hair now. Like, back in the day, the only time that I would grow my beard out was in the winter, when it was cold. Then I started working security, couldn't do that. And then when I got rid of that job, that's when I think I started growing it. Like, I got to redo my headshots and everything, because I've had the beard for like 6.5 years. I just didn't cut the ends, so it didn't look as long at times, but it was pretty long. Yeah, I had a straight biker mustache for a little bit. Man. Yeah. I'm glad that you finally came back. I know that you were on hiatus for a little bit. But yeah, I really do lives, and thank you guys for not only coming out, but also supporting. Like, I think YouTube has shadow banned me, to be honest, because a lot of my videos, like, it seems like whenever I post, like, they don't really, it's, like, I don't really have the same traction that a lot of people do. Oh, thank you. So it's just, I don't know, I think, and plus I think some of the trolls that have been getting at my account are from people at YouTube, to be honest. I believe that there are white supremacists that work there. Wow. Well, if you look, Melanated Magic, there's a lot of them. I think YouTube has probably shadow banned me. That's probably why you don't see it. People, it's almost like I never know who I'm reaching. And one guy actually saw me in person and was like, "Hey, I didn't think that you lived out here." I'm like, "How do I know you?" And he told me, "Oh, he watches my videos." I'm like, Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I know it's not my platform, but I don't know why. I think, and even when it comes to the live, sometimes it's kind of like I'll do a live and then I'll wait for about 10 minutes and no one's on. And I'm like, that's why I rarely do them. Like even when I've announced it, it's just like, okay, I don't know if anyone's seeing like any of my stuff. I think YouTube has a certain audience that they, has certain people that they, based on subject matter, and I'm not changing anything that I talk about. They don't want people to know. I have to see you, Melanated Magic. I've never seen you before. I think you sent me like one pic. I don't even know how I got that pic. That's a trip. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I always thought you were kind of incognito. Well, heck, you guys, I'm gonna get my roll on, and I'm in Inglewood, so I'm gonna probably have some Jamaican food. If you've never been to Inglewood, it's mostly a lot of Black Caribbean and African stuff out here. I actually had some really bomb Nigerian food last night. I'm still celebrating my birthday, so Yeah, I think so, but I forgot how like you sent it. Yeah, I'm still interested in doing that. Then I decided to go only leave. I didn't understand that last part, Melanated Magic. Oh, YouTube leave, my bad. Yeah, I'm down to do a live. I'm trying to get the homegirl Carla Osario. She's really cool. You guys check her out. Um, I think she goes by Sela the Poet. Yeah, she's awesome, man. That's a friend of mine from New York. She's like a black goth Afro Latina lady, just a friend of mine. And she's very conscious when it comes to just basically blackness. Yeah, we talked about doing a live too. I was thinking that would be cool because we don't have like. I feel like everybody else is doing their thing, man. We should do something. I mean, we talk about a lot of these issues live. Oh wow, yeah. I'll be honest. I didn't. It's funny. It's been a while since I've seen your channel, but there's a woman. There's two people that I follow. They're YouTubers. Both are in the crime and mystery thing, and one of them actually quit because it was just too much for her. She struggled with depression, and it was really heavy. I did a video on her. I forgot, how could I forget this woman's name? But people ask me about her because I have a video on her, and I'm like, I never met her. She did a lot of stories on missing people and murder mysteries and stuff. I think she probably even helped solve a few, like kind of the whole sleuth thing. But it was just too heavy for her. Another guy by the name of Robert Dyke, he has a channel, and he rarely puts videos up because I think he may struggle with the same thing. I dig a lot of their content. He goes by Robert Gavigan now, but yeah, that's a heavy thing, man. I just share information about missing people, but I've never done any videos I don't think I have, but the research is heavy, man. Yeah, that's a heavy thing. It's that human connection, man. Seriously. Oh, wow. You're a hero to do that. You know, you're very much a hero. I pray that they find her. Lord of mercy. Well, heck, you guys. We will talk again. Get at me on Facebook, Odd Rocker 1. I'm on Twitter under Odd Rocker. I think. Wait. Hold. Oh shoot. It's either Odd Rocker or Odd Rocker 1. As far as the Instagram handle. Yeah, and if you're on, are you on Facebook? Yeah, get at me at Instagram for sure. Cause I'm mostly on Instagram. Also, add my Black History of Rock and Roll channel on here, and also Instagram. I have a page on there as well. So I'll see you guys. I'm gonna get my roll-on like deodorant and get something to eat. Oh, great to freaking talk to you guys. Jessica Norman, I have to check you out. Are you friends with Malcolm or Cottrell or Xander? I just want to make sure I get you because there's probably a bunch of Jessica Normans. I'll look for you. My real name is Orlando. So if you get you'll get something from me. You'll see my picture. What do I have on there? I have a picture of me. Someone found. I have a lot of doppelgangers. It's weird. I have doppelgangers that are in the most unlikely places. Like I have women doppelgangers that look like me. One white dude, and these are all famous people, by the way. But also, I've had elements look like me and animals. Some people have found pictures that see my face in it. So I have a picture of me as a cloud. I didn't do it. Nobody photoshopped it. They just found a picture that said it reminded them of me. You know, because my eyes and all that. And also have a picture on my back heading of me as a cat. Weird, but yeah. Oh, you did? Yeah, you see me. You'll see me looking crazy. You'll see all my old punk rock pictures. You'll be like, man, why is this brother looking crazy? Yep, I'm on Black History of Rock and Roll too. Is me as well. Well, I'm gonna get my roll on, you guys, like deodorant, and I'll see ya. Peace. Nice chatting with you. God bless. I'm going to add you on Instagram.